Diana, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a removable pillow cover for a couch pillow. I had some of this left in my stash from a project I did a couple of years ago. I actually had a couple balls of this. This is a 10.5 ounce Bernat blanket yarn. You can find this anywhere. I'll include links to that in the blog. To work with this yarn, you'll need an 8mm crochet hook. I like this ergonomic one because this yarn is a little bulkier and it tends to make my hands a little sore if I don't. Yarn needles, some buttons, and my scissors. So I'll include links to all of these things in case you would like to build up your own little crochet notions. So as you can see, I have the first half of my pillow cover all done. This will be the front. So what I'll be showing you how to start today is the back panel. We're going to start it in the exact same way. That's why I didn't show you how I did this. Just go ahead and get rid of that. I do like to save these though, just because if you do, they show you on the labels how to care for your crocheted item. Wash, dry, whether or not to iron, yada, yada, yada. So keep that if you like. That's my helpful tip for the day. This is an 18-inch pillow. We're going to start this project off as we do all of our crochet projects with a slip knot. So you'll go around your fingers, bend them towards you, pull that back section up, reach through, grab your yarn and pull it through, tighten. Put your hook in, find the long piece and pull, and you're ready to go. So we're going to chain 40. So there we go. If you want to make sure it's going to be long enough from the fattest part of your pillow to the other side. As you can see, that'll fit lovely. So now we've got our 40 chains. So what we're going to do to make the other side, this is just a bunch of rows of half double crochet. Raise your hand if you remember how to do half double crochet. Very good, class. Okay. So to do a half double crochet, just as a refresher, move that up and down, make sure you've got some good maneuverability. You're going to yarn over, move your finger up to there to hold your yarn still. You're going to go into that first stitch right there. Go through, you should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, and go through all 3. And that is a half double crochet. So you'll just continue all the way down until your last stitch. All right. Here we are at our last stitch. Yarn over, go into that stitch, yarn over again, pull through, yarn over again, pull through all 3. Then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Yarn over, make sure you go through both loops of that stitch, because now we're into the second row. So now we have 2 loops to go under. And here we are on our last stitch. Or no. No, we're not on our last one. See? Sometimes even I can't see them, guys. Here's our period. Go into those 2 loops. Chain 1, turn, yarn over. Go into that stitch. And we just continue like this, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until we get to the point where it measures out across your pillow. Let me show you what I mean. You pull it all the way down to the seam, stretch it across. Does it meet on the side there? Yep, meets at the middle, meets at the seam, and up at the top, meets at that seam. See? All right, guys, so we're ready to move on to the next step. So this is the second panel. And as you can see, it is a little bit longer than the other one. And the reason why is because we're going to fold this down and put buttons across this so that the pillow can be removed. So we're gonna cut that off, and then we're just gonna pull it through, tighten it up, and now it's knotted. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna weave in my ends. And I'm not gonna be, normally I like to do weave-ins kind of straight across the seam, but because this is variegated yarn, I want to keep my colors kind of clustered together. That should be enough. That one. Give it a little yank. There, see? Perfect. Right up here. I'm going to pull out quite a bit of yarn because I would love if it would go all the way around. Let's do a quick little measure-rooney, shall we? That should be plenty. And then we're just gonna kind of weave our way down the piece. Try to stay in that first couple of loops. All right, so we'll just continue on down the piece. When I get down to this corner down here, we'll pick back up. So now we're down here at the end. So I'm just gonna kind of gently hold them together. Once again, staying in that first couple of loops. Just kind of periodically check Every now and again, make sure your corners are still lining up. And there we go, into our corner. Now we line up these two sides. And we just keep right on going till the end. All right, here we are at our top corner. So now, I'm just gonna go back and forth a couple times. And then I'm going to weave this tail down. And there we go. We'll cut that off. Come over here. Cut that off. Do the same thing. Let's turn it inside out and see what it looks like. Oh yay, I love it. So now, all I have to do is figure out where I want to put my buttons. I'm spacing them out on this so I can figure out how many I need. It looks like that's good. And these are just stitch markers. 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now all I have to do is sew my buttons on. We are going to have to use regular thread to attach these buttons. There we go. So I do not double and knot. I pull through and I knot just a single thread, like so. I detest using thread with yarn. They don't like each other. There we go. That's solid. So what I did there is I went through the bottom, tried to catch it in the middle, and then I went around the yarn and went through the loop that my thread made. And it did a good job. it's holding nice and securely. So now I can take my button, and just sew it as I normally would a button. And we'll just go around the buttonholes a few times just to be sure that it's nice and secure. Because let's remember, folks, I have a 6-year-old. He likes to do things like beat pillows on the floor and Daddy's head. All right, guys, I've got all my buttons sewed on. I did about, I did 5 stitches around each button, and that seems to have held them on very securely. I went ahead and put them all on except for one. I wanted to show you how easy this is because this is a half double crochet. It's got a nice big stitch, and so I can just put my button right through between 2 of my stitches rather than making a conventional buttonhole. And there you are. That's my new pillow for my couch. And that'll stay on until I get it in my head that I want to make a Halloween one or something like that. But the cool thing about doing these yourself is that you can have a different pillow cover for each season. I could do one for Valentine's Day, I could do one for spring, I could do one for the 4th of July, whatever the heck you want to do. So, like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.